Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like that. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I know.
No,
I didn't mean to weird everyone out.
You're weird, and we agree. But we are here on the Nick's Boots from Start to Finish podcast. I'm your host, Shyler Mao, joined by Lucas Grassberger and Kelsey Lursbach, as she would probably pronounce it.
Nope.
Well, you pronounce things strangely. Like, what are we talking about today?
The Ranchman.
It's the Ranchman, but yes. So hence the ranch intro. But we're here to talk about the Ranchman jacket, which is now in stock and ready to go. Thank you so much to all of you who have already bought this. It is an awesome jacket.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorites that we've done for sure. A little lighter weight than the old Patriot, and kind of a more simplified build. So we're trying to get the price down a little bit, so we didn't line it. It's got a little less into it from a kind of labor standpoint, and consumes a little less leather than the Patriot, and so we were able to kind of offer it for actually significantly less. So this is around $800. It's still quite a bit of leather, and still quite a bit of workmanship, but as you can see, it's not lined, so you can see the smooth side under there, which is kind of interesting. I feel like it's still got some good weight to it, but definitely not so much as the Patriot.
I feel like I could move a little bit better. This is a jacket I could see myself wearing a lot more often than the Patriot. The Patriot is like, all right, this needs to be pretty serious conditions to put this jacket on. This, I feel like I can just throw it on and go.
Yes. Yeah, so this is our 64 brown garment weight. Obviously with the rough out here. Doesn't show abrasions, stains quite as easily, and maybe just abrasions. Don't drop some ranch on this. That'll stick around. But abrasions. So really for kind of being out in the great outdoors and bumming around, or maybe going out in the city. I think it's a very good looking jacket. It's got the sizing, I think, is a little more traditional compared to the Patriot. So It basically is an easier transition, I think, from people who've worn other clothes to this jacket. The Patriot, definitely when you're buying that, I'd measure arms and chest and all that stuff to get it right, because it is a little different. But this one's a little more traditional. Arms are a little longer, which is nice. The Patriot sometimes can be a little short. So for you long-armed people out there, this one's for you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you want to talk about your experience with this and helping come up with it, Lucas?
I think the biggest thing when we were talking with the guys at Heat Straps was we wanted something slimmed down a little bit. We've got our, the Patriot, what we call like a hoodie entry pocket still. Yep. We've got one internal pocket in it. Got rid of the chest pockets though to kind of slim it down a little bit. I think this is a unique pattern, right?
It's it's got some inspiration from some of the other things that they've done, but yeah, this is a standalone pattern.
Yeah. I really like the corduroy collar and the cuffs too.
Yeah,
it's a nice little touch.
It's a nice touch.
It's a great jacket. You worked with the guys a bit more on this than I did, but I think the big goal was a 3-season jacket.
Yep.
Fall, winter, even springtime, you can throw this on, and it's not going to be too much.
Yeah, no, we wanted something that also kind of tied in with the Western boots.
Yeah.
That we'll be kind of re-emphasizing here now that we've gotten through a lot of that backlog, and I think it dovetails neatly with that. It's got some Western inspiration.
For sure.
This line here at the chest is, inspired by some of the other designs that you see out there in kind of historical garments from that era. And I don't know, it's a great colorway. Nice neutral brown. The 64 brown really looks great with really any application. And yeah, we basically got pretty heavy duty buttons. Obviously we went with the buttons over the zipper to, again, kind of have some cost out of it. and also keep it a little lighter weight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm very proud of what the guys at Heat Straps came up with this. This is a really pretty piece of clothing. But yeah, this was a jacket, used by people working outside.
Yeah.
Really kind of inspired by that.
Yeah, it's kind of your traditional ranch jacket.
Yep.
A lot of times they made with like canvas, things like that. But with leather, it's a little more durable, I would say. Maybe a little bit on the heavier side. Takes a little bit more to like break it in a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, with the rough out leather and everything, it should hold up really, really well.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's decently warm. Like I can kind of already feel it. So this isn't just for show. It does have a lot of function in it. Durability on it. It's got a lot of stitching on it. But not quite as much as you see on the Patriot. Again, to kind of minimize that weight. But I think it's just kind of a great like non-extreme weather jacket. Especially if you had a full sleeve, underneath this, a crew shirt or something like that. I think that would also add, quite a bit of warmth. It's something that I think can really go with a lot of things that people are doing out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a classic kind of Americana, Western inspired jacket. It's something I could see like Josh Brolin wearing, or in Yellowstone, someone wearing it. Just good blue collar work jacket, chore jacket.
Yep. Yeah, just for kind of going out and getting your stuff done. I think it's perfect for that. And a lot of the workwear that we've seen in the past has just kind of got a style element to it now. And while that's certainly part of it, we did really want to make this as functional as possible and have it be something that it's a symbol of that kind of American heritage work vibe, and trying to stay true to that as much as possible. And so it's the leather's pretty thick, so it's 3.5 ounces, which is about as thin as we can go with our existing supply chain. Just our current factories are really optimized for heavier weight leathers, and so I think it's something to consider for the future, but we'd have to just look at like a completely different type of source for where we get the leather. Somebody that, and sometimes maybe even a different animal. I think there's like goat skins out there that are cool.
Deer skin's a very common one too. Yeah.
Get something that's even more flexible and even a little more lighter weight. But the nice thing about this one is it's plenty thick enough that you don't have to line it. And I think that, I don't know, it's an interesting thing, right? Like, see this leather underneath. It's a little, it's not what you're expecting typically when you see these types of jackets.
Yeah. I think it's just great all around Western style.
Yeah, so the hallmark on this guy is probably, the rough out leather. So there are a few other, rough out leather jackets out there. It seems to be kind of a thing lately. But, one, it's different from a lot of stuff that's out there. And two, I do think it kind of fits the vibe, right? Like, this is a work jacket. It's going to be scuffed up and banged around. And, rough out traditionally just doesn't really show that quite as readily as smooth. So that's one reason for it. I think it'll be really cool to see this kind of get worn down over time, like you see with some of our boots and that sort of thing. It just kind of takes on the character of the work that you're doing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think when we went to do the photo shoot for this, tried to beat it up a little bit to get like some photos, and just nothing was showing. We were trying to scrape it and stuff, and it was just like, all right, no point to this. It doesn't show any of that wear and tear until probably years and years of use.
Yeah. This will take some time, I think, to show the scars and the show the work that people have been doing in them. But that's a feature.
Yeah.
I think corduroy is a classic material, and I think it fits with this really well. The unlined component, again, I think it makes a great fit for a lot of different conditions, especially. It's kind of like our boots, right? Like the boots themselves may not necessarily be super warm, but when you pair them with like thicker socks or, a nice underlayer, they can really, hold up in a lot of different temperature ranges.
Yeah. I mean, we've done a bunch of jackets with heat straps. Would you say this is up there, top?
It's my favorite personally, but like, the Patriot, I didn't want to sell it short because there's so much work that goes into it.
Oh yeah.
That is something that, like, you might hand down someday, but and not that you wouldn't with this, or but that thing is just so beefy.
No, it's an absolute beast.
Yeah, I mean, and that was really built to be like this ultimate durability play, and it feels durable, and this one will feel durable, but I think it's just a little more suited for everyday wear.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So this ranch jacket, one thing that we talked about. So some people think it's kind of like a welding jacket, which is fair, especially with the rough out application. But we went with kind of a Ranchman vibe. One, because I think it fits with that environment, and also, welding jackets, they tend to be kind of inexpensive, because they are essentially a wear item. They just get sparks on them and eventually they wear out. So, we do think that this is something that can last a really long time, and you could certainly probably use it during welding, but it's not something that we've like tested out or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, it's a great blend of the practical and the durable, and hopefully this kind of does the ranch jacket proud.
Yeah. And sticking with that Western influence, it's all made in the U.S., made in heat straps, or made in New Jersey by Heat Straps.
Which, that's like
one of the biggest parts of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It does kind of make me think of like, Kelsey, do you remember those salsa ads? El Paso, I think, old El Paso. And they'd be like, "Where's your salsa made?" And they'd be like, "New York City." No?
Oh, I do. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So this is a Ranchman jacket made just outside of New York City. So but hey, it's still in America.
Mm-hmm.
Made in the USA, supporting American workers. There you go. Yeah, I think the ranch jacket, it's really, I think, an inspiration for a lot of the most common work jackets that you see out there. Relatively short waist, not the heaviest weight, but enough. So hopefully this kind of goes toe to toe with some of those more popular jackets that you see out there, and in an interesting material. Not everyone has access to sort of the tanneries that we do, and I hope this is something that'll be interesting to people. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a killer jacket.
Yeah, Kelsey, what do you think?
I like it. It's my favorite of the heat straps collabs. I mean, I like the vest, but I like vests more than jackets, just in general. But as far as jackets go, I think this one's the best one.
Yeah, I think this will develop it'll have a great look over time.
Yeah.
Just like any of our rough out boots, it'll take on some color, take on some patina. So I think that'll be a cool thing. And I think it's going to last a really long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, the leather is pretty thick. Mm-hmm. So, you're not going to be replacing your jacket every couple of years. This thing is kind of in it for the long haul, which is cool.
I personally think it is by far, I think it is the best looking jacket so far. I don't know if it's the corduroy accents, it just really makes it pop. Personally, I think it's the best looking so far.
Yeah, it's a great looking jacket, man.
It's the one I can see myself grabbing the most to use.
I hope you'll add it to your collection as something that you'll, do some chores in or wear out on the town or whatever, whatever fits your life there. But we do have a limited quantity available. The link is going to be in the description. Mm-hmm. We've sold about half of them. So we'll kind of continue to move through these, and they are in stock and ready to ship right now. Yeah. So nope, this is not a pre-order. You buy it, you get it, and you can put it on for fall and be ready for the colder weather ahead.
Yeah, we've already shipped out, I think, close to 100. Customers are getting them, wearing them, so get it now because it's going to go fast.
Yeah,
I think especially as people start to see other people wearing them.
Yeah. I mean, that's always the challenge with these pre-orders and limited runs and everything like that, is getting examples of the product out into the marketplace so people can actually see what they look like. So that's why we brought it in first, to hopefully get these out there quickly, and people can see how much
actually get to wear it for the winter time.
And actually get to wear it for the winter time. We're not all planners like you, Kelsey, getting ready for like next winter. No, you can wear it right now. Right now. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Lucas, thank you very much. Kelsey, as always, a pleasure. And we'll talk to you next week. Thank you, guys.
See you.
Bye. What's up, guys? Lucas.
Well, someone's going to have to go home and change.
Well, it's not me. I'll tell you that.